Let's head into the Ashley and Martin turning point. And this rolls off beautifully from our chat with Tom Lynch, because it was your friend Tom.
Yeah, it was fantastic tonight, Tom Lynch, and certainly this was the first of, a few goals for Tom Lynch tonight, and certainly no love lost here between him and a few old teammates. And I feel like the Tigers just took it straight up to Gold Coast and weren't scared. Like, scouted, and everyone probably thought that they were probably going to get beaten tonight, but this just shows a side that was in for the fight from the first bounce king.
Well, let's call a spade a spade. They were far too tough for him in the forward 50. There's no doubt about that. +7 contested possessions as a differential, so that's the Richmond forwards versus the Gold Coast backs. When the balls were there to be won, they were prepared to put their head over it, they were prepared to fly and risk their bodies for the cause, and it was evident. I think in the end, Damien Hardwick will be really disappointed in some of his key tools and their commitment to contact.
Who are you talking about?
Well, I think Mac Andrew comes under the microscope. I think there's times where he chooses not to absolutely crash a pack. And I know he's an athletic dude and he can get up and he can spoil pure and all that sort of stuff. But there are times when you just have to split a pack. At that size, that's your responsibility. And they didn't. And Richmond chose to be the opposite. I look at the defensive 50 intercept marks. The totals were 12-3. Now, it was Vloston 6 and Balta 3. Now, they just destroyed and dismantled the forward 50 at the other end. And it was only a surge run of chaos, really, in the last quarter that got them back in it. So if you want to compare the arcs and the attitudes, Richmond's 10 out of 10. Gold Coast, happy to engage when it suits, 6.5 out of 10.
This is Mac Andrew, who dished it out to Riley Thilthorpe a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. A lot of finger pointing.
Yep.
And then you're saying he's dodged it tonight.
Oh, well, I'll show some vision tomorrow night on first crack, because you need to see the vision to support it. But I'm not saying there are times where you just have to make contact. And when the pack's in front of you, you have to create a spill to give yourselves a secondary opportunity. Jack, this is your role. I mean, you would have done this 1,000 times, knowing you're not going to get the ball, but you're going to give your smalls an opportunity.
The word spill is the highlighted word in this conversation, is that there is a nicety around taking a pack mark, and I think Mac Andrew is a nice aerial player, but he didn't want to do the hard work for someone else to earn their keep on the ground. And as a key forward, he's swung forward and played in a key forward, and as a key back as well. There are times when your job is to literally halve a contest, and at the moment it's either complete loss or complete win.
It's an 11-point result, right? We're not talking about a lot of opportunities you have to create. 3 or 4 more opportunities.
Especially when they've had 62 inside 50s as well.
Yeah.
20 more than Richmond.
Obviously, Noah Balta played an integral role tonight. He was also a massive talking point during the week, given the assault charge. We'll just take a listen to his first touch tonight and the crowd reaction.
Well, Balta has his first possession, the crowd cottoning on. You heard the reaction both ways there.
So a mixture of boos and applause, Richmond fans trying to back their man. How do we all feel watching him play tonight?
Well, it was noticeable, the boos for mine. I'd imagine it'd be unsettling for the player himself. And we know about the backstory. He's sentenced on Tuesday, so there'll be a postscript to this story. But in terms of his performance tonight, I mean, it was pretty extraordinary, really, to be dealing with that and the past 6 weeks, to come up and stand up like that in the back line and shut down Ben King, as you've noted, Kingy. It was one of the defensive performances of the year, to be honest.
Ben King's finished with 2 kicks. 2 kicks. Like you thought that he would have got 62 opportunities. Yeah. The ball went inside 50 62 times, and the number one targeted forward down there finishes with 2 kicks. He was just blanketed. He was basically rendered useless by the physicality, the sheer size and physicality of Noah Balta. And they're learning lessons for these guys, but he's past learning this. Like, Ben King's at an age where they're expecting him to stand up and deliver like Tom Lynch, not be humbled all night.
I think it's good that Noah Balta played well, but I stand by the fact that I still don't think he should have played tonight. Yep. I get that he's played well, but in the grand scheme of things,
and my discussion's more Ben King.
I appreciate the Ben King one, but I'm still focusing on, obviously, Noah Balta. I just think that... Yeah.
And it just shows you why Richmond wanted to play him so much. They think his penance has been served. He's paid his price.
4 points.
According to the Tigers.
They got the 4 points tonight. If they don't play him tonight, they don't get the 4 points.
There's a football club, they'll feel validated by tonight, by the decision they've made, because they've faced a lot of scrutiny over it, including from us.
It's a really difficult conversation, isn't it, to have? I mean, we're applauding his football performance, and rightly so, but at the same time, this is a serious charge.
Yeah, and this will be front page news for the next few days, or certainly on Tuesday, seeing what he's got. As I said, maximum 5-year jail term. I don't think it'll be that. It'll be a community service sort of order or work, as we suspect. So this will continue to bubble along over the next couple of days.
But this is the exact conversation. Richmond have put 4 points before the cultural discussion that we have every 3 weeks about football clubs. You know, the standards you walk by, the standards you accept, those sorts of things. They have put this victory before that. Now, that's the discussion. Whether he plays well, doesn't play well, doesn't matter. We are here to talk about the game, but you can separate the two things. They made a business decision, and they get the tick, they get the 4 points. But are there other side effects that are not yet coming to the surface?
It's a fair call.
Yep. What about the Gold Coast Suns? Where does tonight's results leave us with the Suns, who are hoping to go 5-0 for the first time in club history? I mean, they already were 4-0 for the first time in club history, so suffering their first loss of the season, but it wasn't a great performance, was it?
Well, I've seen him angry. Like that, the shot of him midway through the last...
I've seen him angry.
That's a good... You're right, you have seen him angry than I.
I've made him angry and seen him very
So on a scale of...
Don't forget I ran through...
Pumpkinhead is really
I ran through a train car park once, Jay. Let's not just...
You crawled up over the steps.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how angry do you think he would be tonight?
He would be boiling tonight. He would really be boiling. I think for the fact that this is a game they should have won and won easily. And also, I think for the fact that he has the hoodoo at Marvel Stadium. Like that's followed him now.
Well, dig into that. Why can Damien Hardwick's sides not win under the lid?
Well, they play well at the G, and the G's a bigger ground. So is this the...
Does the style suit his game? There's a ground...
It suits the MCG more, and it suits people first. It's a big ground as well with huge wings.
So why not a Marvel then?
Well, Marvel's a tiny bit smaller. It's a little bit narrower. Sometimes I think this is a bit of a weird one, but the boundary line, the distance between the boundary line and the centre square, they rely on width so much. So players getting out really nice and wide so they can come through the middle and be the damaging Suns. When the boundary line's a little bit closer, you don't get the same width. So you don't have as many avenues, or the avenues aren't as big on offence, and that's been hurting them, and then it hurts them on defence as well.
Would it be a hit to the ego tonight, this loss? How would he be?
How
would he sleep tonight?
He would be filthy. He would be filthy. This is one of the ones where he used to say when we had a loss in a game we should have won, he goes, I don't feel like getting up and going to the cafe in the morning. Tail between the legs, head down. But what he is good at doing is he'll go, they had opportunities tonight, 62 inside 50s, 20 more than Richmond. So this will be a game that he would spin it as the Gold Coast loss.